Double your life savings real fast. I mean, AI is probably going to trade against you too. But you're right about this. This is interesting. So what should we gather from this then? If for anyone watching, what would be the greatest point you hit them with?
The more I say these things, I keep telling you guys, the more I say these things, I keep telling you this is one of the reasons why I started shifting more towards cryptocurrencies and eventually Bitcoin
Yeah.
was that we have too much central authorities that controls our livelihood.
Yeah.
We work so hard every day to store our money or to create value. We get paid in this fiat money, in this US dollar, right?
Mm-hmm.
For this value that we've created from our very hard work, for lots of our hard work. Many people store it in the bank, but the bank enrich themselves with your hard-earned value. Then they start controlling or start charging you fees for your value. Your value is disappearing over
Let,
time really fast.
let that man cook.
So now you say, okay, I got another idea. Let me put it in real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Real estate comes in there. That's minus the major expenses for the real estate. Your insurance goes up. Your taxes goes up. If the value of your value goes up, finally, I do have an asset now in the real estate that the value has gone up, but I'm having to pay back in taxes.
Which oh, you mean like having a house?
It's this invisible value that I can't touch.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, my
I
house is
thought
up 200K, but I can't use that 200K.
I thought you were going to say fundraise.
Oh, I saw that. I got
Yeah.
I got out of rates, by the way, and I transferred my rates money into Bitcoin.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've already implemented that strategy.
Nice.
So you say, oh, you know what? That is also a problem. So you start investing in the stock market. You
Yeah.
invest in the stock market, and boom, Warren Buffett does BS like this.
Yeah.
Or JP Morgan does BS, or Jerome Powell does BS. So your value keeps disappearing on you, or something just keeps happening that your value just keeps getting stolen from you.
Yes.
Then you say, okay, you know what? Let me pull my profits out, or let me just exit. Then you get taxed, kind of like 401k. I've been putting money in there, and it's like, you know what? Let me get the money out,
Mm-hmm.
put it into Bitcoin. But wait a second, I gotta pay 20% to get my money out, my own money
Yeah.
out
You know,
to invest in
I
Bitcoin.
think it's 10% upfront, then they charge you the one later. This is why, because I'm saying, and I'll tell you about the Bitcoin strategy after you finish. Just carry on. Carry
Yeah,
on.
so
Yeah.
what I'm trying to tell you people is to understand that I'm telling you this story, I'm reflecting on this Warren Buffett of a situation to tell you that no matter how hard you try to store your value and
Mm-hmm.
preserve it for the future, there's always an attack variance or vector
Yes.
coming at you. But I can say Bitcoin, Germany sold all their Bitcoin. We went back up to what, 67, almost 71K.
Yeah.
We're back now to 61K because the US government is playing mind games with moving Bitcoin from one wallet to another
Yeah.
wallet.
Yeah.
But I tell you though, somebody is buying. That is why it's dipping. And the fear mongering is having a lot of people that do not understand Bitcoin selling it.
Yeah.
That is what is going on right now.
There's a couple things I want to point out, right? Earlier you mentioned how Warren Buffett saved the US economy,
Mhm.
right? And moving this money into US Treasury. What I find to be the issue with that is that when any one person has that sort of liquidity, it comes with influence. If you're putting $277 billion into US treasuries, the government has to do what you tell them to do.
Remember,
Just kind of straightforward.
it did go to the White House recently.
Listen, man, they don't casually invite me to the White House for buying. Dude, have you been invited to the White House before for buying any US treasuries?
I was invited to the White House to go walk, and
Okay.
I walked my brains out. I didn't even sleep for like 3 days.
Okay.
That's not an invite.
When you invite someone to the White House after such investments, okay, that is an acknowledgement of that person's influence on your office. People might see it differently, but that's what I think is the deal. You cannot exert this type of influence with Bitcoin. It's very neutral. Okay. Secondly, this 401k thing, right? Maybe people like this can hopefully they catch this video. Maybe AI is going to extract it and send it to someone. But we're telling you the strategy, man. You can charge us because they charge you initially is like 10%, a 10% fee to get out. And then you have to now pay earned income taxes of another 10% down.
Mhm.
You know, that brings you to that 20%, which you mentioned there. But I think that if you pull out your 401k and you put it into Bitcoin and you calculate the time that you have to pay this earned income situation, right? Because you can always do defer. You can defer your taxes to later in the future to pay it, right? These are their strategies. These are their rules. And I think that everyone should be trying to figure out how they can maximize and use their own rules in this situation as much as possible. If you remember, there was this one I remember back in the day when Trump was debating Hillary, and they said, "Well,
Mm-hmm.
you're not paying taxes. What is going on?" He straight up said, "Yes, I'm not paying the taxes
Smarter than
because
you.
this is what they do. This is what they set up, and I use it, and Hillary and her people use it too,
Yep.
and they will not change it because it's beneficial to them." So what I want to do is to stop paying taxes under my social security number and move the whole thing to an LLC. Okay. And then continue to compound these strategies that they claim to be smart upon, and then
Trust.
inject Bitcoin into that situation as well. There's the idea of collateralized, lending, which you
Mhm.
can put up your Bitcoin and borrow against it. Listen,
You don't pay taxes on debt.
yes, it is all legal systems. I think the idea of holding Bitcoin forever, I know that I've dived into a different angle here, is so that you really become your own bank. You don't have to ever sell it, but you can always put it up to take some loans and then pay back the loans and then keep moving on with your life.
The same trick that you do with your real estate, the
Yes.
same trick that you do with your stocks, like what Tesla does, takes debt on
Yes.
that.
Yes.
You
The
can
same
do that
thing
with
you're doing.
we can do that with Bitcoin, but without the control or the impacts of the market.
Exactly. And with the potential of a much higher rise, like to the moon. Okay, we're going to the moon. Am I pointing in the right
Yeah, yeah,
direction?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Just opposite that.
Okay, so you have significant capital to be able to reasonably engage in this lending to yourself sort of thing versus putting it in a stock which is controlled by people like this. While they started from the get go, he can call any company and tell them, "I want this much." And he will be able to get into the market without moving a candle with way more liquidity than your whole life savings can even begin to even. So the fact of the matter is, Bitcoin, even if, and things that I'm telling you here are going to happen. Okay. So even if you pull out your 401k and you put it into Bitcoin and you get taxed on it, you also have to look at the future. For me personally, okay, maybe let's say I'm giving out my strategy. I would like to see them use their AI trading bots, whatever, to wreck this plan. Okay. Let me move my whole life savings into Bitcoin. Then you guys crash Bitcoin to zero. Let me see that. That will be seriously impressive.
Mhm.
I am rubbing it in your face right now. Whoever's out there, Aladdin or whatever the heck it is,
BlackRock's AI.
drive Bitcoin to zero. That is what I would like to see.
Talking about driving Bitcoin to zero.
Yeah.
Um, the 40-60 rule,
Yeah.
I think that's dead. And this dude tells me every time, Kenny, stop buying stocks to hold them forever. That's like old school.
Yeah.
That thing reach the top, sell it, wait for the next dip, buy the bottom.
Yeah. That's what they're doing.
That's the wise word. Like, y'all need to start waking up to this.
Yeah.
Stop holding. I need to stop holding anything
Yeah.
that is not Bitcoin forever.
Sell
Literally,
it.
sell the top all the time.
Yeah. And take tax advantages upon it
That's the answer.
and keep the money. That's what they're doing. That's literally what they're doing. So move like they move. You say we can't beat them, join them, right?
I mean, join them on the good way.
No, listen, and Bitcoin is what gives you that ability to join them in a good way.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Because if you're trying to invest, put your capital into the stock market, they are fully in control of it.
Yep.
They decide when it goes up or down. You might
Yep.
get in and Jerome Powell comes in tomorrow and says no.
Yep.
But guy, look, if you let's if you if you
Upstart left comes in and fuck you over.
look, if you bought Bitcoin at 15K and it is now where it is,
Mm.
even though it is pulling back,
Mhm.
are you not still winning?
We are still with it.
Okay.
We did implement that strategy.
Now, if you roll further into the future and Bitcoin's hanging around 100K one day, 200K one day,
Mhm.
does it really matter what direction Bitcoin is moving? Because the fact of the matter, and I'll ask this, Do you think Bitcoin is coming back to 10K ever?
Ever?
Yeah.
No, no.
Okay.
Right now, I think max probably is like 50 something.
But I'll tell you this, man. The stock market today can go down to levels that you've never seen before in your life.
Happened during COVID.
The only reason they're not doing it is because they don't want all of you to go and jump off a bridge.
No, jump off the bridge. They don't want you to come and attack them.
Yeah, exactly.
You see what's going on in Nigeria right now?
Well, think about this, brother. Some people will say, let's go attack. Some people will say, that was my life savings. I don't want to do this anymore. And just think of how many people committed suicide when that Terra Luna thing happened.
Man, we were so close. Anchor.
Listen, man.
And how much money we almost put into Anchor?
Thank God for Bitcoin, because that's when I was like in my highest maxi mode. I was selling things. I
was selling everything, converting it to
yeah,
Bitcoin.
I was
Man.
like, you know what? I'll take the loss, man. Just put the money in Bitcoin. I'm not playing this game anymore. This is ridiculous. But I don't have anything else to say, man. This is incredible. Let us know what you guys think in the comment. What are some strategies you're implementing? Have you invested in anything that is beating inflation and taxes right now? Let us know, because we'll probably have to join you on that mission as well. But for me, I think Bitcoin is the ultimate. And Bitcoin will keep me away from having flappy neck. By the time I get to, how old is this guy? 100.
90 something.
By the time I get to 100, double it.
That's how we have for you guys today.
Until next time.
Warren Buffett might just be buying Bitcoin with his was it Nubank in
Nubank.
Brazil?
Yeah. Nubank. Yeah. He
You're
does
about
have
to
that.
find out.
He does have that. You know what is even crazier to me? Is Charlie Munger still alive?
No,
He passed
come
away,
on,
right?
come on,
No, I
man.
just wanted to confirm before I said the guy was dead again. You know what I mean? Because after all of this, you will still live this world with zero.
True that.
Zero. So please stay humble. Thank you for watching.
Champions.
Thank you for checking out the channel. Please like, share, subscribe. Okay, share the videos to your friends and your friends' friends, because what is happening is that YouTube is capping us. They say our videos are not entertaining enough to go long distance.
Are you not entertained?
Let's show them otherwise. Because I know that indirectly what they're saying is that your attention span is not long enough to go long distance. But is that true? I know it's not true.
I'm sure you go long distance in the bedroom.
Maybe after like 7 Viagra's. Is that even possible? Won't you die?
Sure, man.
That's like one medication that I've never understood how the FDA allow it to go out there like that.
Some people need it. I know
It
I
just
don't.
seems like something that is dangerous.
I know.
You know, if you are needing it, then I think that is your body sending you a message that
Change
you
your
need to get
food.
healthier.
Change your food.
Change your food, exercise more. But okay, what do I know? I'm not qualified to have that conversation, right? I'm not a medical doctor. But I'll tell you what I'm qualified for, though. Living life. Shall we end this video here, sir?
Champion.
Goodbye.